So my video got cut off. I'm sorry for these long explanations. I'm just trying to be as detailed as I can to make you understand. So I left off where, does this plane's trajectory, the altitude, does it ever cross 701 feet? And the answer is yes. In other words, a plane's trajectory is going to be continuous unless there's like a black hole in between the plane and the ground. There should be no points or discontinuity in this trajectory. So that is what the intermediate value theorem says. In other words, if a function is continuous from a certain point to a certain point, then all the other points in between them are also existing inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. So okay, so if you read that, it says, in other words, f of x is continuous on the closed interval a to b, takes on every value between f of a and f of b. If k is in between f of a and f of b, then there exists at least one c in a to b for which the function is equal to k at that cx value. Okay, so use the intermediate value theorem to show that this cubic function takes on the value of 1. This is a y. They're talking about a y for some x value. This is the c that they're talking about. Okay, in other words, this cubic function, we don't know how it looks like. What they're trying to say is that show that there exists a c such that f of c is equal to 1 in between this interval. This is the easiest thing to do. Let me show you. Let's go ahead and take this a and this b, and let's go ahead and evaluate them. So this would be considered your f of a, which is your f of -2. And if I plug in -2 into my cubic function, I get -8 minus a 3 times -2, which is a -8, plus 6, and that is -2. Now let's do f of b, which is my f of 4. Now this gets a little more complicated. Now we have a 4 cubed, which is 64, minus a 3 times 4, which is a 12. And that would be 52. Okay, good. I'm not even going to attempt to draw the graph. All I'm going to do is label the points. F of -2 is equal to -2. That means at x equals -2, we have a y value of 2. So here's the point. -2, comma, -2. That is my f of a. F of b, which is my f of 4, so my 4, comma, 52, somewhere way up here. Okay. And the question says, show that f of x takes on a y value of 1, here's 1, for some value c. Well, it's obvious that if we have a continuous function, no matter how it looks like, there must be a value c in between this x and this x that takes on the value of 1. We don't know what it is. We don't care. All we want to do is show it. So here's your explanation. Since f of a is equal to -2, I'm sorry, not f of a. Let's stop using letters. Since f of -2 is equal to -2, and f of 4 is equal to 52, then there exists a c such that f of c is equal to 1. How is that possible? Well, from one side of the equation we have a negative number, from the other side of the equation we have a large positive number. So there, and if this equation, we know it's continuous, it's a cubic function, we know that cubic function is continuous, there must be a point 1 that takes on the value of 1. I'm sorry, there must be a x value that takes on the value of 1. And that concludes the intermediate value theorem.